Tuesday, I am fading.
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday's gone with the wind.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. Last week, Nike unveiled Colin Kaepernick as the star of their latest Just Do It campaign. And yesterday on Ellen, Michael Strahan discussed the controversial former NFL player and whether or not he too would kneel in silent protest during the national anthem at football games.
When you say they took a big hit, I think they're smart. They know what they're doing. I mean, I read something today. It's like over $100 million in advertising with him there. But I believe what Colin Kaepernick, my father's in the military, retired major, jumping out of airplanes, doing all that stuff. And I know why he knelt was not in any disrespect to the military or anybody in the armed services, because I have an appreciation for that. And when my father's 81 can look at me and tell me that he's not offended by it because he understands, then how can I, who didn't do that service?
Good for you, and good for your dad.
And we're in it, and you know, part of it, we're here, that's part of, one of the things you can do in this country is you can protest. And he's protesting injustices that he sees happening. And I take my hat off to him because he really did sacrifice and put so much on the line for other people that he had no idea who they were. He's never met them, does not know them.
Right.
And he put his whole life and career on the line.
By silently protesting.
Yes.
Peacefully. Now, if you were still playing football today, do you think you would take a knee, or what do you think you'd do?
If I was still playing football today, I would be old as dirt, first of all. You know, I don't know. I think I would have. I think I would have. I would have had a conversation with my father. I would have had a conversation with my dad. And based on that conversation, the conversations I've had with him, I'm pretty sure I would have. But I also would have been proactive in getting more organized. Because I do believe that there needs to be more organization between the players and the ownership. Because when you look at other sports, they kind of have it together. Football, there seems to be a fracture there between player and ownership, and they need to get that together in order to get the message out there in the right way and not letting the message become hijacked and turned into something that it was never intended to be.
Nicki Minaj says she was humiliated and mortified by her altercation with Cardi B at New York's Fashion Week and was embarrassed by how they made themselves look.
I could not believe how humiliated it all felt, because we, and I use we loosely, and I'm gonna clarify how we made ourselves look. And I'm gonna get back, but before I go, I want to say that I would never discuss anyone's child. And it's so sad that for someone to pin that on me because I'm the bad guy and they know people would believe them. So let me just go on record having said I would never talk about anyone's child or parenting. And it's so crazy to me that people always need to make Onika the bad guy. If you're right in whatever you're doing, you don't ever have to make someone into the bad guy. Just speak your truth.
It's time for Things I Learned from Seinfeld.
I have one seat in first class and one in coach. The price is the same because your flight was canceled.
Oh, well, I'll take the first class.
Jerry?
What?
Why should you get the first class?
Elaine, have you ever flown first class?
No.
All right, then. See, you don't know what you're missing. I've flown first class, Elaine. I can't go back to coach. I can't. I won't.
You flew here, coach.
Yeah, that's the point.
All right, fine. I don't care. If the plane crashes, everybody in first class is going to die anyway.
That's it for Things I've Learned from Seinfeld.
Furious at Bob Woodward's book, Fear, Donald Trump has vowed to write a rebuttal. Whoa, pump the brakes there, Captain Bigly Covfefe. Shouldn't you read a book before you try and write one? White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders held her first press briefing yesterday in almost 3 weeks. You could tell she was a little rusty because she almost answered a question. In the latest poll, President Trump's approval rating fell 6 points to 36%. 36, which is coincidentally the average IQ of his supporters. In Italy, a professional motorcycle rider's future in the sport is hanging in the balance after he tampered with the handbrake of a rival while they were racing at 140 miles per hour. You know, if he's not allowed to race motorcycles anymore, there's always room for someone like that on Trump's staff. Serena Williams was fined $17,000 for her outbursts at the U.S. Open, including breaking her racket. Not sure the penalty took, Serena then sold her broken racket online for $30,000. After losing all 16 of their games last season, the Cleveland Browns' first game of the year ended in a tie. Yep, the Cleveland Browns, even when they don't lose, they don't win. A man in upstate New York went to the store to buy a pack of Slim Jims for his dog and ended up winning a $10 million lottery. Now the dog is suing for half. An exotic animal keeper was charged with plotting a murder-for-hire scheme to get rid of an animal rights activist. Fortunately, one of his parrots heard everything and reported him to the cops. When a New York State trooper stopped a car, a 3-year-old reached under the seat and handed the officer a bag of weed. Obviously, it wasn't the kid's first arrest. Gold miners in Australia report finding a mother lode. With one blast, they unearthed $11 million in gold. They said it looked like someone had just spilled the contents of a Kardashian's jewelry box. A list of the least valuable college majors has been released. The worst is a degree in fine arts. The only value it has is that it prepares you to be able to draw a variety of funny faces in all of the zeros on your student loan balance. Time for Nobody Gives a A couple in Florida was just arrested for selling drugs out of their mobile home through a drive-through window they built. The only way this story could be more Florida is if the drive-through were run by an alligator and his stripper girlfriend. Hey, Florida idiots, nobody gives a Bruno Mars says he will not be playing Prince in a new movie. He has since been replaced by Scarlett Johansson. Hey, stupid movies, nobody gives a And researchers say that Pluto should never have lost its status as a planet. Pluto is reversing its status on Facebook as we speak. Hey, planets, nobody gives a Thanks, everybody. We have a new episode of the Reynolds Report for you every weekday. Be sure to check out NSS Live, starring Frank D'Angelo, Tuesdays and Thursdays for NSS Live.